Hello, friends. The Social Security Administration does not treat everyone the same. Depending on the year you were born, your full retirement age is different, your claiming options are different, and the mistakes that can permanently reduce your monthly check are different. And right now in 2026, there are people in every one of these groups who are either receiving less than they are entitled to, or are about to make a decision they cannot undo, simply because nobody ever sat them down and explained what the rules actually are for their specific situation. Today, I am going to do exactly that. Find your group, stay with me through your section, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to check and what to do. Before we get into the groups, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please do that right now and hit the bell. Here is why it matters. The rules around Social Security change every single year. Claiming ages, earnings limits, Medicare premiums, overpayment policies. And when they change, the SSA does not send you a personal letter explaining what it means for you. They update the policy and expect you to already know. What I do on this channel is take those changes, break them down in plain English, and get that information to you before the deadlines pass and before the mistakes are already made. The people who are subscribed here find out in time. The ones who are not tend to find out after the wrong decision, after the deadline, after the money is already gone. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's get into it. Group 1. Born between 1943 and 1954. You are between 72 and 83 years old. You have been on Social Security for some time now. Your full retirement age was 66, and at this point, most people in this group assume there is nothing left to check or change. That assumption is costing some of you real money every single month. The first thing people in this group need to look at is whether they are collecting the right benefit. A significant number of widows and widowers in this age range are collecting their own retirement benefit, when they would actually receive more by switching to their late spouse's record. The survivor benefit can be up to 100% of what the deceased spouse was receiving. In many cases, that number is substantially higher than what the surviving spouse receives on their own record alone. If you lost a spouse and have not specifically asked the SSA to compare both figures and put you on whichever one is higher, there is a real chance you have been leaving money behind for years without knowing it. Call Social Security at 1-800-772-1230 and ask them to pull both numbers and compare them directly. That one conversation could change your monthly income permanently. The second thing for this group involves Medicare, specifically the IRMAA surcharge. If your income was higher in previous years due to selling a property, a Roth IRA conversion, or any kind of one-time event, Medicare may still be charging you extra based on that old income. IRMAA surcharges range from an extra $70 to nearly $500 on top of your standard Part B premium every single month. The appeal form is SSA 44, available at sa.gov, and it exists specifically for people whose income has dropped due to retirement, loss of a spouse, or any other qualifying life-changing event. If you are currently paying more than $105 a month for Medicare Part B, it is worth asking why. Group 2. Born between 1955 and 1959. You are between 67 and 71 years old, and this is the most critical group in 2026 because the rules are genuinely different for every single birth year within this range. Most people do not know their specific number. Here is the full breakdown. If you were born in 1955, your full retirement age is 66 years and 2 months. Born in 1956, it is 66 years and 4 months. Born in 1957, 66 years and 6 months. Born in 1958, 66 years and 8 months. Born in 1959, 66 years and 10 months. That is your number, not 66, not 67, your exact month and year. Why does this matter so much right now? Because people in this group are making or have very recently made their claiming decision, and the difference between getting it right and getting it wrong is permanent. If you claimed at 62 and your full retirement age was 66 and 6 months, your benefit was reduced by approximately 25.8%. On a monthly benefit of $2,000, that is $516 less coming in every single month, over a 20-year retirement that adds up to more than $120,000. The SSA does not warn you about this before processing your application. They ask if you understand your benefit will be reduced. You say yes, and that reduced number becomes your permanent monthly amount for the rest of your life. For people in this group who have not yet claimed, there is something important to understand. If you are already past your full retirement age and still have not filed, every single month you continue to wait earns you 2/3 of 1% more permanently. That compounds to roughly 8% per year. Between your full retirement age and age 70, you can accumulate up to 32% more per month for the rest of your life, on a $2,000 benefit that is up to $640 more every month, permanently. The SSA will not call you to point this out. You have to know it yourself. Group 3. born between 1960 and 1965. You are between 61 and 66 years old. For every person in this group, full retirement age is exactly 67. And right now, the most important thing is understanding what happens if you claim before that. Claiming at 62 with a full retirement age of 67 reduces your monthly benefit by 30% permanently. On a $2,000 monthly benefit, that is $600 less every single month. Over a 20-year retirement, that is $104,000 in cumulative losses compared to simply waiting until 67. The SSA will process the early claim without stopping you. They will ask if you understand your benefit will be reduced. You say yes, and that lower number follows you for the rest of your life. There is also a claiming option most people in this group have never heard of. If you apply after reaching full retirement age of 67, you can request up to 6 months of retroactive payments. The SSA pays you as if you had applied up to 6 months earlier, meaning a lump sum of up to $12,000 with your very first check on a $2,000 monthly benefit. The trade-off is a slightly lower ongoing monthly amount since your start date moves back. But the option exists, it is legitimate, and almost nobody asks for it. I want to tell you about a man named Raymond from Tucson, Arizona. He turned 67 last year, waited a few extra months before filing, and when he finally called Social Security, a friend mentioned the retroactive option. Raymond asked about it. His SSA representative confirmed he was eligible, and he received a lump sum payment of just over $10,000 with his first check. He had no idea that option existed until he asked the right question. The SSA never volunteered it. For people in this group who are still 5 or 6 years away from claiming, the most valuable thing you can do right now is open your Social Security statement. Go to sa.gov, create a My Social Security account if you do not already have one, and look at your earnings history year by year. One incorrect year, an employer who submitted the wrong payroll amount in 1998, a freelance year that never got properly recorded, a small business that closed and whose records were never transferred, reduces your eventual monthly benefit by approximately $100. That is $1,200 a year. Over a 20-year retirement, that is $24,000 sitting unclaimed because of a number that was entered wrong decades ago. Find those errors now while you still have time to correct them, and while the documentation to prove it is still findable. Group 4. Born in 1966 or later. You are 60 or younger. Retirement feels like it is far away. That is exactly why what I am about to say matters more for you than for anyone else in this video. The window to fix certain problems without it costing you money is still open, and it will not stay open forever. Your full retirement age is 67. Claiming at 62 means a 30% permanent reduction. Waiting until 70 means up to 24% more than your full benefit, permanently. Those numbers are fixed. What is not fixed yet is your earnings record. The Social Security Administration has been recording your payroll data since your very first job. Every single year was an opportunity for something to go wrong. A wrong number submitted by an employer. A period of self-employment that did not get reported correctly. A year that simply went missing from the record. Each uncorrected error reduces your eventual monthly benefit by roughly $100 when you finally claim. If you worked through the 1980s and 1990s, the era of manual payroll processing, there is a real chance your record has at least 1 year that does not accurately reflect what you actually earned. The fix exists, and it is free, but it requires documentation, and documentation gets harder to locate the longer you wait. W-2 forms, old pay stubs, tax returns from 20 years ago. These things are far easier to find today than they will be in another 15 years. Go to sa.gov now, open your statement, and compare the earnings listed for each year against whatever records you have. If something does not match, file a request for correction of earnings record with your supporting documents. Your record gets updated and your future benefit goes up. Do it now while the paperwork is still findable and the fix costs you nothing. Here is the full summary. If you were born between 1943 and 1954, check whether you are on the right benefit, especially if you are a widow or widower, and find out if an IRMAA surcharge is reducing your Medicare payment unnecessarily. If you were born between 1955 and 1959, know your exact full retirement age down to the month. Understand what early claiming costs you in real dollar terms. And if you have not yet claimed, understand what waiting is actually worth. If you were born between 1960 and 1965, understand what a 30% permanent reduction means before you make any decision, and ask about the retroactive lump sum option if you are filing at or after full retirement age. And if you were born in 1966 or later, open your Social Security statement at sa.gov today and go through your earnings record year by year while you still have time to correct it for free. The SSA processes millions of accounts. Nobody there is looking for your errors. Nobody is going to call you when something looks off. The people who protect their own benefits are the ones who know what to check and take the time to check it. That is what this video was for. Subscribe, share this with someone in your family who needs to hear it, and I will see you in the next one.